Welcome to some One Piece action. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer and have not subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. Definitely helps the channel grow. Alright. So, it's kind of interesting. So, I felt like with this leader, I unlocked another tome of the Shouting God. So it's nuts because I was really thinking about the cards that were available when the leader, was first initiated, right? First release around. And I was thinking to myself, like the game now versus the game back then, and all the things as players that we all just, looked over, missed out, like didn't catch, right? Because I promise you, I think everybody across the board, if let's say the One Piece meta, like they just hit the reset button and started out with all the same cards and everything, the landscape would be different, hands down. The landscape, because we have a better understanding of Don management, a better understanding of ramping, board control, cards in hand, 2K counter ratio, no counter ratio. Like our overall understanding of the game is way better, right? So I was just thinking about all the upfront initial cards for Animal Kingdom, and I was just like, okay, when it comes to King, just ramp, right? Just ramp. And when I think about the Animal Kingdom cards, and the Don management was very difficult for us. So like 9-drop Kaido was just sus. Like it was like, yo, this card either hurts or it wins, but it feels like it hurts more than it wins, right? I was like, okay, wait a minute. What if we actually really took advantage of 5 life leaders and loaded the deck up with ramping cards, right? And obviously there's different cards available now compared to back then, but I'm like, what if we had a set of Onigashimas, a set of 2-drop ultis that, for 3 Don, for an extra Don you can ramp, and 3-drop Jack, as you can see right there, right? That can help you ramp and also discard the cards that are now bricks, right? And because basically, if you got to 10 Don, you was pretty much good. And when it comes to Leader King here, you just want to be at 10. So we just force fed the Don ramping system. We're just like, you know what, let's turn it up. And it gave us results. And it's funny because technically we could still make adjustments to it, but this leader is phasing out. Let's be honest. Its leader ability is meant for a different time, a different age in One Piece. So can't really. We'll be lucky if we can, continue the Purple King deck in the next set or whatever. But for the most part, I think it's time to retire. Just like Mono Blue Croc, I think it's time to retire Purple King. Yeah, their abilities was just meant for a different era of One Piece. But yeah, that's really it. Ramp. That's it. Ramp. Don't be scared. Ramp. And it was funny because when we was thinking about boss cards and the situations that they create, because 10-drop Kaido was kind of he has his challenges as well. It was just like, okay, well, Kaido Lin is just feels like it's broken. It's not broken, but it's like when you're in that situation, now it feels broken. So that's the funny part about Kaido Lin. Yeah, let's get our free blocks because we're not going to use these things next turn. The board's going to get blown up. Yeah, Kaido Lin is just such a strong advantage. This is a little fun gimmick my friend came up with. He just like, hey, let's have a rush character. So that way, before we blow up the board, we could just rush and then attack. Now, granted, we probably don't have to blow up the board now. Like we could just punch their Big Mom. I think we would secure the KO against Big Mom, but they got a lot of events. Okay, maybe blowing up is still the safer bet. I don't know. And we're at 3 life. So this is kind of fantastic. Yep, there you go. Gain trash. 12, they take. Unless it's Red Rock, Kaido Lin's stuck on the board. And then it's great that we have a Black Maria ready to go. We have counter power, because that's another thing. Like, so talking about like a better understanding of One Piece, there are some cards that are just meant to be used like when they're supposed to be used, and then they just become counter power. So like Basil Hawkins. Yes, if you don't get Basil Hawkins in Trigger, and let's say it isn't like clear to just put him on the board, like it's not worth it, then he's 100% counter power. It's like, hey, I didn't get him in Trigger, so he's just counter power now, you know? Same thing with Jack. Like after you initially play him, you might find another situation where it's worth playing him, of course, but after that, he's just counter power, right? So it's like when you rethink these cards, they're not that bad, right? We feel like, oh, this card's trash, but in reality, calm down, get what you can out of it, and if you don't, it's counter power. You don't have to think about it, you know. So yeah, and like that 2-drop ulti, which isn't necessary with all the ramp cards, but it was like nobody wanted to play that for. Oh, we won. Like Jack and ulti with King. This is something I realized, right? Epiphany. It's like, okay, ulti 2-drop, spend 3 Dawn, ramp, right? And now it's pretty much going to be a brick if you didn't get it on curve. But I felt like it was a situation where if you did not get Onigashima in your opening hand, you had ulti, you had Baroquio Bomber, right? Like you notice, right? Like these cards had a curve, a ramp curve. You know, we didn't see it. We didn't have Sharingan back then. So these cards had a ramp curve. Whether you open with ulti, you open with Onigashima, you open with Jack, and then you got things like All-Star Calamity or Lead Performance Disaster, right? It has 2 names depending on where you're looking. And what you call it, Baroquio Bomber. Like these things played on as like a certain curve or whatever. Now you're at 10 Dawn, and now your 9-drop Kaido is just worth it. You're only going to be like a turn behind your opponent when you hit that Kaido, but guess what? You got Onigashima anyway, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, if we had focused more heavily on, I kind of distracted from my initial point, but if we have focused more heavily on ramping back then yeah, so many outcomes would be different. But anyway, yeah, ulti, you could just chuck her, right? You had Jack, you had Queen, and probably something else. But if ulti and Jack with King, right? Ulti is 3k, theoretically a 4k, theoretically, right? Because you know that difference, you close the gap by 1,000. Jack, 4k, theoretically 5k. So it's like, yeah, if we had rushed to 10 Dawn and play these cards like more specifically with the King leader, then they would have gained more value in the late game. Like that's nuts. I was like, oh my god. So it's just like add Dawn X1 swing with ulti, you know, instead of Dawn X2, now it's Dawn X1. Jack just swing. Like it's kind of interesting to think of. But yes, that was a different era of One Piece, of course. And it's not to say King's ability can't apply anymore. Theoretically speaking, it can apply, but it's just like, is it worth it, right? Are you getting enough value out of it? So that's the real dynamic here. If you're not getting enough value out of it, because you have to be at 10 Dawn, and it's only on your turn, right? And it's only their characters, not even to the lead or anything, right? Blah, blah, blah. So it's like, is it worth it? That's the real testament. But hey, never give up. Anybody watching this video and want to rock Purple King, that's the truth of the matter. Just ramp. That's it. Just ramp. Get yourself to 10 Dawn as quick as possible, and then everything else just turns on, and you're good. So I think the ratio, you kind of want to have like 15 sounds dramatic, but 10 to 15 ramp cards, you know, is whatever ramp mapping that you have in your head might work out. You know, some people might think it's to die for, you know, wait for them to have a 6k body, play that you jump an entire turn in that one card, right? And then anything else you play, boom. So yeah, if you want to play King, just think of it that way. But Purple's problem is they're weird. Purple's problem essentially is that even though it's the color that steals from all the other colors, right? Because it's you Don minus. So that's my assessment of it, right? Because you're Don minusing, it allows you to break the norm and be like, I could borrow from blue, I could borrow from red, I could borrow from yellow, I could borrow from black, I could just borrow from green, I could borrow from any color, right? But they seem to lack like the red gimmick, because if they was to release more purple cards that can actually complement King's ability, with like power minusing or KO a character with this much power or something, but that actually combos with King's ability because King needs 10 Don, then yeah, the leader probably would be playable. Probably I gotta look at KO cards. I would do that. Look at a KO a character that's 5,000 power and then use them with King. I think that would work and probably can make King relevant. But until they give purple more cards that play around power, and especially like not Don minus CE, or you Don minus and then you could activate Onigashima to get you back to 10 Don, and then like we had a combo where you can use 7-drop Rush Sanji, rest their 6 drop. I said 6, sorry. Rest their 6 drop, right? And activate Onigashima, go back to 10 Don. Now you rested their 6 drop, and their 6 drop is 1k power less, and Sanji can run over them. There is a combo that I've always wanted to utilize so bad, is the Bonshiki, I think it's called, but it's Brook, right? The Wano Brook. And when you play him for 4 Don, if you have 8 or more, if you're at the 10 Don state, you play him for 4, you pick 2 characters, minus 2,000, King's ability, minus 1,000. Altogether, that's minus 3,000 to 2 different characters. So there are some cards, but it's not the best. One more, and then let me get to this match. There is that Impel Down card that does the minus 3k, right? And then you can activate Onigashima, and now you're doing a minus 4k, and the value is nuts because it's a 1 Don card, and they just lost 4k power. Now it would have been fantastic if that Zephyr that negates and KOs a 5k power can somehow work with King, but it doesn't. Sadly, it doesn't, because you got to remove. You got to do everything in that moment. You remove the Don, King's leader ability turns off, and then you got to resolve Zephyr's ability. So there's no way around it. All right, so here we are playing against Green Purple Luffy. It's kind of nuts, though. Kind of nuts to see some W's. Oh, look at this beauty. You see that? We just gained some value. Here we go. I do hate that more often than not, it feels like we'll win with King without really getting to use the leader ability, right? I was going to say factoring in, but no, of course we're factoring in. It just, there's too many moments where it's just not helping us. So that's why I'm saying I think it's just his time has come, right? He's just an old timer, and it is what it is. That's all. So yeah, we get more wins without being able to take advantage of his leader ability. That's just how it tends to be. That is a healthy board, but it's gonna get blown up. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Just start swinging with Jack and King, and then just blow up the whole board. And their board is full. It's kind of funny. I mean, there's no real value in those Namis, to be honest. It's really the Sanji puddings on the board, but blowing up the board nonetheless. Look at all those cards in their hand. That's insane. Yeah, Kaidolin's a little bit of a cheat code. I ain't gonna lie to you. When in doubt, Kaidolin. That's all it really is. And look, we got what's her name? Black Maria in hand. Next turn, we could just put that in play. Ramp the 5. It's just like, then we're just going to be able to blow the board up again, pretty much. Decisions. I don't think we could ramp enough if we was to do Jack, discard 1. Nah, that's whack. Because then we'll be at 5. The next turn, 6, 7. Nope, no jokes attempted. We're actually doing it. I thought we just went to Black Maria. So, okay, the complete thought of that was counterpower, right? Like, if we do this, then we have the Black Maria for counterpower just in case. But I'm just like, well, it's still going to be a struggle to make it back to 10 Dawn if we don't play the Black Maria. So that's what my thoughts was. I mean, hey, we might be able to Parochial Bomber our way to safety. Oh, that thing got rushed. It is crazy that we can pop it, though, with Parochial Bomber. Like, the value of that 6-drop is, like, high, right? And then we just go pop and Rapidon. Sounds sick. 2K, 1K. They probably feel comfortable not expecting us to blow the board up again. Meanwhile, we got a Black Maria in our hand. So we're definitely going to be able to blow up the board next turn. Ooh, they going for it. Double swing. We can take, and then I think we have the counter power to deal with Zoro. Oh, okay. Just end their turn. And we got 2 Black Marias. Alright, that's definitely just going to get something out their hand. And then we can play Black Maria, get the Dawn back, and then blow up. Yeah, that's too many attacks, because we got our leader swing next. And then Black Maria, boom, boom, blow the board up. Da-da-da. 12K. They only got 3 cards in hand. Yeah, it is looking like a G. I don't think they can play anything. All of a sudden, they surprise me. That'll be nuts. Game's still going. Oh, that Zoro was a blocker. My bad. Makes sense why they didn't attack with it. Oh, that's sick. I mean, come on. Game next turn, but that is sick. Thanks for watching. Oh, sub for King.